Hey everybody, Chris Matan here, Real Estate Machine Show. We're going to talk a little bit AI, artificial intelligence. I'm still like kind of fascinated by this whole situation. What's possible, what's not. It's evolving every single day. I'm in no way, shape, or form a guru by any stretch of the imagination, but I do use it on a regular basis. ChatGPT, Claude. Now, most recently, I've gotten into Claude Cowork, which I feel is I'm really, really surface level, but I figured out a way to kind of implement it where it helps me with some of my organizing, some of my front end work at the shop when it comes to organizing digital files and creating documents, saving documents, moving documents around that is a part of the process, the overall process from inputting an order to getting all the documents squared away so that I can create that job packet for the guys in the shop. I can order material off of tooling, all that kind of stuff. So really basically what it is that it's this little helper that I have that I taught my process and gave them certain rules and certain instructions and certain access to what I'm doing on my computer. And what it's doing is it's creating folders inside of a digit, a drive, right? I use OneDrive to save all of my documents and all of my folders. So I'm pretty good when it comes to organizing by customer, by part number. I do that also inside of my Outlook, my email. Every either customer or vendor, supplier, something like that. Everybody's got their own folder, and I save all the emails into those folders. So I'm kind of OCD about that. Um, but now what this is allowing me to do is to have a lot of that front end work done ahead of time before I even have to touch it. So what I've done, so here's what the process kind of looks like. And I don't know, every shop is different, every business is different. But one of the things that I do is I create, so I've got folders for every customer that I have, and inside those customer folders are folders for a part number that we've done. And inside of that part number, it's broken down into purchase orders. So all the documents related to a particular purchase order under a particular part number is all filed away digitally into the system. A lot of it is scanning and PDFs, and then there's some Excel spreadsheets for inspection reports and setup sheets and all that kind of stuff. But all in all, it's kind of standardized. There's templates kind of for everything. And so what I've been able to do now is teach what they're calling an AI agent to recognize a purchase order that comes to me via email and looks at that purchase order, creates the digital folders associated with that purchase order, files it appropriately, fills out certain things that are relevant to that purchase order and those parts inside of the purchase order, and then alerts me when it's done. At that point, I can then manually input the order, upload the job traveler to that now newly created purchase order folder, and then my AI agent can double check and cross-reference that job traveler to see if there are any changes, any redundancies, any mismatches in the information, as the job traveler would be kind of gospel to the job. And once that's all done, it alerts me that it's done. I go into that OneDrive, I print out what I need to print out, and boom, there you go. Now the job is done. That could take, now listen, I've dialed it in pretty well. So, I mean, I get through that pretty quickly. But if I were to have to teach somebody or train somebody to do that, a human being, it would not only cost me that wage, right? That hourly wage, but it would cost me the time to train. And, training is hard. It's hard. You got to coach, you got to train, you got to be patient, you got to anticipate mistakes. I mean, same with the AI agent, but it's not costing me anything. It's really, really quick. It learns as it goes. Now, this is like beta for me, right? This is a very, very infant stage of this happening, and I'm doing test runs on it, but I'm seeing what's possible, and I'm seeing that it can be done, and that's the exciting part about it. Now, the bigger part, in my opinion, here is yes, I'm going to have that task removed from my plate. What am I going to do with the time that I have now that I no longer need to allocate to that certain task? What am I going to do? What should I do? I should be calling customers and I should be finding new customers and building that pipeline of business. That's the ideal situation. And that's probably what's going to end up happening. I'm really trying to focus on a lot of automation when it comes to customer outreach, vendor outreach. Obviously, now this little task inside of the shop, this little front end work. Automation is going to be really key to free me up to do the things that are really necessary to move the needle on the business. And that's where, hopefully that's where my value really is. It's in moving the needle on the revenue uh, of the business, saving money, making money, meeting new people, improving efficiencies. This is the improving efficiency part. And some of this is then going to translate to the guys on the shop floor. We're going to improve our processes, you know, a little bit with the help of AI, a little bit with the help of just improving our processes and getting on the same page and building habits and daily or weekly cadences so that nothing falls through the cracks and then things could be a lot more automated. Expectations are met and realized. And, hopefully it makes for the goal is a smoother day, a frictionless day. That's, my ultimate goal. And as orders come in, if I can have a frictionless day with orders coming in on autopilot and getting those orders into the system or at least partially into the system ahead of time, that just increases the flow and, increases our capacity overall. So I'm really excited about it. I use AI for all the different kinds of things. Listen, that's a piece for my shop. Frankly, I have not gotten too far with Cowork or the AI agent situation with my real estate business. I do use a lot of technology when it comes to kind of automating some of these videos and the posting of the videos and the saving and all of that kind of stuff and the cutting up into shorts. There's a lot of technology going on. So, my ultimate goal is to take all of the things that I do or I need to do on a regular basis and automate them so that I can stack it all together and really compress time, give myself more time, buy back some of my time and grow, right? I mean, that's kind of, that's kind of the idea here. If you're not growing, you're dying, and I don't want to die yet. I'm only 52. I'll be 52 years old next week. And I don't want to die. I want to keep growing and I want to be excited about what I'm doing. And I am excited about doing what I'm doing. And a lot of it has to do with you guys too. I appreciate all the support along the way. And let's keep this up. You'll see these videos coming at you fast and furious. Until then, have a great day, and we'll see you next time on the Real Estate Machine Show.